Pastry, crumb, constellations spread across the table where we've said our quiet goods and see you laters. Between the flour and the vapors, you break a corner, pass it near. I take the bite you've offered here. Each little star upon the wood maps futures only we've understood. Pastry, crumb, constellations shine, stars we sprinkle every day. In this bakery morning time, love finds its Milky Way. Every flake and every bite lights another tender night. You talk of days when food was scarce, when every bite came laced with cares. You learned to savor crumbs like gold and share them when the nights grew cold. Now here you break the biggest piece and watch my joy with sweet release. Your past of want becomes our feast, a banquet born of love release. Pastry, crumb, constellations shine, stars we sprinkle every day. In this bakery morning time, love finds its Milky Way. Every flake and every bite lights another tender night. I speak of tables set too wide, where plenty sat on either side, but no one passed a single share. Just empty plates and vacant air. You listen, then you push the plate and say, today we celebrate the joy of having just enough to give away, to call it love. Our children someday, crumbs, will know this game of giving what we grow. They'll learn from scattered flakes and grins that sharing's where the real feast begins. No grand estates or silver spoons, just bakery stars beneath the moons. A legacy of broken bread where every bite is what we've said. Pastry, crumb, constellations shine, stars we sprinkle every day. In this bakery morning time, love finds its Milky Way. Every flake and every bite lights another tender night. If love is crumbs we choose to share, not hoarding all the richest fare, then let our tables always hold the simple wealth of hearts turn gold. Pastry, crumb, constellations. Pastry, crumb, pastry, crumb, constellations. Windowpane promises sealed in steam. You draw a heart, I trace a dream. Rain taps the glass like nervous code. Two souls deciding on this road. Your breath fogs up the morning view. I see your world reflected too. We lean in close, the world outside fades to a blur we set aside. A windowpane promises soft and true reflections where I first saw you. Every drop that slides and falls writes our names on cafe walls. falls in this quiet, misty space. Love finds its shape, its gentle face. You tell me of the nights you cried, alone with fears you couldn't hide. The way you build your careful shell to keep the hurt from working well. I listen as the rain picks up and fill my cup to fill your cup. No fixing words, no grand reply, just steady presence by your side. Windowpane promises, soft and true reflections where I first saw you. Every drop that slides and falls writes our names on cafe walls. In this quiet, misty space, love finds its shape, its gentle face. I speak of roads that led me here, through broken hearts and wasted years. The way I chased what couldn't stay and let the real ones slip away. You reach across the wooden grain, your fingers warm against my pain. The storm outside begins to slow, like hearts that learn they don't need to go. Now years have passed, the pain's still there, a little clean, a little worn with care. We bring our child to see the spot where us was born, and doubt forgot. The rain still taps its old refrain, but now it sounds like hope again. Your hand in mine, the circles hold. In every storm we found our soul. Windowpane promises, soft and true reflections where I first saw you. Every drop that slides and falls writes our names on cafe walls. In this quiet, misty space, love finds its shape, its gentle face. If love is etched in fog and rain and drawn again through joy and pain, then let this window always be the place where we were set free. Windowpane promises. Windowpane promises. You got espresso eyes, my love, sharp and dark and full of stuff. They see too much, they scan too fast. They sip the future and the past. But then you set the cup back down, and suddenly your edges drown in how your fingers hold my own, so soft like petals fully grown. Espresso eyes and gentle hands, the strong and soft of who you am. In this cafe, cup by cup, I watch your tender rising up. You think you're only bitter shots, but I taste love in all your thoughts. scared of hurting me, that underneath your stormy sea, that you run hot, that you burn out, that one day I will turn and doubt. But then you pass the sugar jar without my asking from afar. You top my drink, you share your seat, your kindness spills between our feet. Espresso eyes and gentle hands, the strong and soft of who you am. In this cafe, cup by cup, I'll watch your tender rising up. You think you're only bitter shots, but I taste love in all your thoughts. So let your gaze stay fierce and keen. I love the way you see unseen, but trust your touch that's slow and sure. It proves your heart is something pure. We'll blend our flavors every day in little sips along the way. A mix of bold and quiet calm, poured together in one palm. If love is both the dark and light, the heavy taste, the feather sight, then you and I are brewed just right for all the chapters we'll ignite. Espresso eyes, gentle hands, espresso eyes, gentle hands. Quiet queue at the counter line, people waiting half awake, I find names called out in gentle tones, written briefly in the foam. You watch them like a moving poem, each one carrying their own home. Some with headphones, some with none, all beneath the same new sun. Quiet queue and whispered names, morning jazz in subtle frames. Every cup and every face passing through this little space. We're just stories on the road, tiny names written in foam. You tell me who you think they are, the girl who moved away too far, the man who misses someone still, the boy who's chasing some big thrill. Your guess is swell with cinnamon air, a kindness in the way you care. You give them endings soft and sweet, with every tap of restless feet. Quiet queue and whispered names, morning jazz in subtle frames. Every cup and every face passing through this little space. We're just stories on the road, tiny names written in foam. And then someone calls your name aloud, it floats above the waiting crowd. You stand and brush your worries down like straightening an unseen crown. Your drink arrives, your letters glow in careful script, a warm hello. You take the cup with both your hands like taking hold of hidden plans. We're all just names and cups of heat, somewhere to rest our waking feet. A little fuel, a little grace before we run the daily race. Quiet cue at the counting. Quiet cue at the count. Quiet cue at the counter. Maple syrup, memory sweet, poured on toast the day we meet. You dipped your finger, licked it clean, a childlike joy I'd never seen. The amber trailed in lazy lines, like rivers we would cross in time. You offered me the sticky spoon, and love began that afternoon. Maple syrup memory holds sticky sweetness of our start. Every drop that overflowed drew forever on my heart. In this bakery, warm and cold, love was syrup, young and bold. You said you've always been too much, too open, easy to the touch. You spill your sweetness everywhere, afraid it makes you hard to bear. I licked the spoon and met your gaze, said overflow is love's true phase. No measured pour, no careful stream, just rivers of your honey dream. Maple syrup memory holds sticky sweetness of our start. Every drop that overflowed drew forever on my heart. In this bakery, warm and gold, love was syrup, young and bold. I spoke of droughts inside my chest, where sweetness never found its nest. I rationed joy like winter stores, afraid to flood my brittle shores. You poured a lake upon my plate and said let's learn to celebrate the mess, the spill, the golden flood that turns dry earth to fertile mud. Sticky fingers mark our home, from playground swings to garden loam. Our babies learn to lick the knife and taste the start of their own life. No tidy lives or perfect streams, just syrup love that bursts at seams. A legacy of overflow, where every heart is free to grow. Maple syrup memory holds sticky sweetness of our start. Every drop that overflowed drew forever on my heart. In this bakery, warm and gold, love was syrup, young and bold. If love is mess we choose to keep, the spills that run both wide and deep, then let our mornings always pour with sweetness running to the floor. Maple syrup memory, in love at table 9. A wobbly leg, a crooked sign, the sugar jar with missing lid, the seat with cushion that half slid. We joked that it was just like us, a little messy, built on trust. But in that corner morning after, we found a deeper, softer laughter. Table 9 reserved for us, chipped and flawed and full of trust. Cups and crumbs and quiet eyes, holding all our slow goodbyes. Every morning that we share writes our names into this chair. You told me of your broken parts, the times you packed away your heart. I showed you where my edges cut, where doors had slammed and curtains shut. We didn't fix each other's scars, we simply named them like old stars. And as the coffee warmed our hands, we built our own small promised lands. Table 9 reserved for us, chipped and flawed and full of trust. Cups and crumbs and quiet eyes, holding all our slow goodbyes. Every morning that we share writes our names into this chair. The staff now smile when we walk in. They know our order, know our grin. Sometimes the table's taken, so they save another in the glow. But when they can, they let us stay, where all our stories learn to play. And even if we someday move, table 9 will keep our groove. If love is made of chosen spots, of chipped decor and coffee pots, then may each place we sit in life hold echoes of this morning light. We fell in love at table 9. Inside from rainy streets, your glasses fog in little sheets. You wipe them with your sweater sleeve and laugh about the sudden leave. The window blurs, the city hides, but here our vision opens wide. Your lens is clear and so do I. Each time I catch your steady eye, your glasses fog, my heart clears, breathing on the window near. Rain outside and warmth in here, where love dissolves the leftover fear. Tiny drops and gentle cheers wash away our other years. You say you're tired of always seeing every crack in every being, of overthinking every glance, of doubting if you stand a chance. But when you take your glasses off and squint at me with half a cough, I see the version of you who deserves a softer, clearer view. Your glasses fog, my heart clears, breathing on the window near. Rain outside and warmth in here, where love dissolves the leftover fear. raindrops and gentle cheers wash away our other years. We draw a heart upon the glass, watch raindrops run right through its mass. It doesn't break, it only bends, then finds its way to where it ends. Like us, we're marked by passing storms, but take on unexpected forms. And every time the morning starts, we wipe the mist from both our hearts. If love is learning how to see through all the fog of memory, then let this window rain and you be how I come to clear a view. Your glass is fog, my heart clears. Your glass is fog, my heart clears. Your glass is fog. Your glass is fog. Honey drips along the spoon like liquid sunlight, soft as June. You stir it into bitter black, a little sweetness coming back. Your eyes are slow, unhurried skies where sleepy promises arise. You take a sip and tilt your head. A quiet is all you said. Pour a little jazz in my cup, slow and low, just fill it up. Let the sweetness find the seam between your heartbeat and my dream. Honey drip, jazz in the air. Every note a tender prayer. Your laughter curls like citrus peel, a fragrant shape I wanna feel. You talk of plans you might pursue, of cities you'll be passing through. But in this moment, thick and warm, we step outside of every storm. 2 teaspoons racing through the deep of coffee oceans half asleep. Pour a little jazz in my cup, slow and low, just fill it up. Let the sweetness find the seam between your heartbeat and my dream. Honey drip, jazz in the air. Every note a tender prayer. The saxophone begins to sigh, like someone learning how to cry. But every tear is made of gold, an alchemy of young and old. You close your eyes and start to sway, your troubles melting into day. I watch you soften note by note, till love is all that's left afloat. If life is bitter, let it be. We'll lace it all with harmony. sugar, touch of grace. Honey jazz in this small space. Honey drip. Slow and deep. Honey drip, slow and deep. Between the shelves of dust and gold, your love is every tale retold. A bookmark left inside my chest of all the words, yours feel the best. Read me like your favorite line, the one you underline each time. I'll be the verse that pulls you in, where every ending can begin. The morning light like turning pages, soft as love that never ages. You smell of coffee, ink and rain, the sweetest ache, the gentlest pain. And darling, in this quiet place, I find forever in your face. One more page, one more day. There's honey in your hello, every time you say it slow, like you're tasting all the hours that we watered into flowers. You slide into the wooden chair, steaming sunlight in your hair. My heartbeat finds a softer pace every time you find this place. There's honey in your hello, in the way you say my name at night. Coffee cups and jazz that slow turn our mornings into time. I can live in this small sound where your greeting wraps around. You ask me how I slept last night. I joke about the city light, but underneath my halfway grin, you hear the storms I keep within. You stir the sugar, hold my gaze like you're counting all my days. And when you answer with a smile, I rest and sight it for a while. There's honey in your hello, in the way you say my name at night. Coffee cups and jazz that slow turn our mornings into time. I could live in this small make our backs be sore. But if you still say, hey, you're here, with that same music in my ear, I'll never fear the ticking clock or all the ways our bodies knock, because that simple golden word is still the sweetest thing I've heard. If love is how you're welcomed in, each time the door lets daylight in, then keep that honey on your tongue so I can feel forever young. There's honey in your hello. There's honey in your hello. Corner booth where we first met, worn cushions that we won't forget. You spilled your sugar on page 3. I laughed and helped you set it free. The waitress brought our cups just right. We talked till closing, lost in night. That booth became our sacred ground, where love was found, where love was found. Corner booth anniversary, same seats, new stories to decree. Every year we come back here to celebrate what drew us near. Cups and crumbs and candle glow mark the mornings we still know. Year 1 we planned our first big trip. Year 2 we fought and learned to grip. Year 3 your job took you away. We wrote our letters every day. Year 4 we danced in summer rain. Year 5 we whispered try again, each time returning to this nook to rewrite from our open book. Corner booth anniversary, same seats, new stories to decree. Every year we come back here to celebrate what drew us near. Cups and crumbs and candle glow mark the mornings we still know. Now 10 years in, the wood is scarred from knives we used when we were hard. The salt and pepper witness all our rising tides and gentle fall. We hold our hands across the grain and thank the booth that held our pain. It's more than chair, it's living proof of love that learns to raise its roof. Year 20, maybe 30 more. When knees are stiff and eyes less sure, we'll shuffle in on slower feet and claim our booth, our history seat. We'll tell the young ones round our tale how love survives the wind and hail in simple wood and morning light, where every scar shines warm and bright. Corner booth anniversary, same seats, new stories to decree. Every year we come back here to celebrate what drew us near. Cups and crumbs and candle glow mark the mornings we still know. If love is changed, hold you through the storms and sun and all that's new. Then let this booth forever stand, a testament to heart and hand. Corner booth, anniversary. Corner booth, anniversary. Oat milk mornings with you here, creamy clouds that disappear. You watch them swirl into the dark, like softening a guarded heart. No dairy storms or heavy cream, just gentle waves of what we dream. You hand me mine with quiet pride, our little ritual side by side. Oat milk mornings, steady brew, creamy love that sees us through. Every pour and every stir writes another here for her. In this cafe, cup in hand, we understand what love had planned. You used to take it black and bold, a shield against the getting old, of opening to someone new, of letting morning feel like you. But now you pour the milky stream and smile at how it changes things, from sharp to smooth, from fear to peace, a quiet kind of sweet release. Oat milk morning, steady brew, creamy love that sees us through. Every pour and every stir writes another here for her. In this cafe, cup in hand, we understand what love had planned. I tell you of my dairy past, the comfort that would never last, the way it weighed my mornings down, till creamy freedom came around. You laugh and say it's just like us, we found our lighter, better fuss. No heavy loads or crashing waves, just oat milk mornings that we save. Years from now, when trends have died and oat is just what grandma tried, we'll still request our special blend and toast the mornings that won't end. Our kids will roll their eyes and tease about our hippie milk disease, but in our cups the swirl will say, this love was blended every day. Oat milk mornings, steady brew, creamy love that sees us through. Every pour and every stir writes another here for her. In this cafe, cup in hand, we understand what love had planned. If love is choosing what feels light and pouring softness through the night, then oat milk mornings, pure and true, are how I'll always wake with you. Porch light in a cup of brown, little home inside this town. You wrap your fingers round the heat, like wrapping up your wandering feet. The chairs are worn, the floorboards creak, the music hums and velvets speak. A saxophone across the room, like someone sweeping out the gloom. Porch light in a cup held near, tastes like you can rest right here. Morning jazz and wooden floors, leave the world outside the doors. Every sip and every note builds a softer kind of bow. You say you hardly ever stay in one cafe, but something in this crooked wall, this chipped ceramic quiet draw, makes you lean back and exhale. Let go the weight of every trail. The bass is pulsing like a heart that finally gets a second start. Porch light in a cup held near, tastes like you can rest right here. Morning jazz and wooden floors, leave the world outside the doors. Every sip and every note builds a softer kind of bow. You stir the cream into the dark and watch it blossom like a spark of all the ways your life could go if you allowed yourself to grow. Not in a rush, but like a tree with patient rings of memory, rooted in the smallest things, like cups and songs and porch light rings. If home is where you feel as small, then let this morning be that wall where you can hang your scattered days on hooks of coffee, chords, and praise. Porch light in a cup. We built a map in sugar grains of all the towns and station names. You drew a river with your spoon, from here to somewhere else by noon. Each little pile a place to go, a future version we don't know. You traced a road to where you've been, and one to where we might begin. Cities on the tabletop, dreams that neither of us drop. We built a map in sugar love, under waking sky above. If we get lost along the way, we'll meet in this cafe someday. You said you're scared of drifting far, of waking up and not know where you are. I told you I would walk beside, through every train and changing tide. The bass kept time like steady feet, along a quiet cobblestone street. The brushes whispered passerby, but we just watched our sugar sky. Cities on the tabletop, dreams that neither of us drop. We built a map in sugar love, under waking sky above. If we get lost along the way, we'll meet in this cafe someday. The waitress came with cloth in hand, ready for a cleaner land. We laughed and nodded, let her clear our crunchy, crumbled hemisphere. But though the map was wiped away, the plans we whispered seemed to stay. In every glance, in every sip, in every shared and tangled trip. If all our maps get torn and worn, we'll draw new worlds with every dawn. With sugar, coffee, pen and heart, we'll always find a place to start. We built a map in sugar. Sugar grains like tiny stars spill between our coffee jars. You drag your fingertip through space and draw a future in its place. The marble shimmers under lights, a galaxy of little whites. You say you never learn the names of constellations, only flames. But here in this small cafe sky, we hang our wishes up to dry. In every grain and every glance, a quiet orbiting romance. Cafe constellations on the top of tables where the hours stop. You talk about the years you lost to pleasing others, counting cost of every step of every word, till all your truth was faintly blurred. I watched the sugar trail unfold, a gentle map from shy to bold, from maybe I to here I am, from whispered doubt to steady flame. But here in this small cafe sky, we hang our wishes up to dry. In every grain and every glance, a quiet orbiting romance. Cafe constellations on the top of tables where the hours stop. The daylight creeps across the saucers, little leaps of silver turning into gold, of stories ready to be told. You brush the sugar off your sleeve and say you're scared but won't now leave the life that's finally like morning breaking soft and true. So if you fall, my open hands will be your gentle piece of land, where you can land and laugh again under this quiet watching rain cafe. Constellations fading slow. You said I'm bad at staying long. I always leave before the song. You warn me with your careful eyes, like writing danger on the skies. But there you were on Monday still, same small table on the hill, same cappuccino, same old seat, same nervous tapping of your feet. Cappuccino commitments, promises in little cups. Every time you show back up, love refills our tender trust. You may think you always run, but you're here with every sun. I told you I'd take what you gave. No pressure on your heart to stay, just morning talks and gentle blues, some laughter and a pair of shoes. But secretly I wished you'd find a softer story in your mind, where staying isn't just a risk, but something warm like morning mist. Cappuccino commitments, promises in little cups. Every time you show back up, love refills our tender trust. You may think you always run, but you're here with every sun. Now months have passed and there you sit, your coat hung where it always fits. You no longer say you'll disappear, you simply say same time next year. We still drink foam and talk too much about our fears, our dreams, our touch, and every swirl along the brim feels like vows you never dim. If love is not one perfect vow, but showing up like you do now, then every cappuccino's ring is just another whispered stay. Cappuccino commitments. Cappuccino commitments. Cappuccino.